Okay. Good evening, everyone. So I am Lindsay Perry, and this is Renee Parker, and we are Emerald Ambassadors Places Worldwide. Tonight is not a opportunity event. It is just simply a ambassador training. And our hopes is that by the end of the night, sorry.
I was going to say Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Our hopes is that by the end of the night, you have a little bit more knowledge about how you can use these webinars that we are doing to better your future, to better enable you to be able to speak to people better. Because if you don't necessarily know something about a product, or if you don't know 100% something in regards to the opportunity, you can always refer them back to the webinar. Renee?
We wanted to spend some time tonight to kind of teach you the importance of it, but also how to use it as a tool. You know, it's really easy sometimes to just send messages to people on Facebook, and while that is one way to contact people, it's definitely not necessarily the most effective way. So we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about how you can, all week long, use this opportunity event in your just language when you're speaking to people. Have flyers printed up that you can give to them, just as if you were inviting them to a meeting at your local restaurant or in someone's living room or whatever it may be. This is going to be the same exact thing. You can even invite them over to your home and pull up the computer and log on together. And that may actually be one of the most effective ways to get them to watch.
Okay, so first things first. Here's a little catchy phrase for you. Would you marry someone on the first date? No, you wouldn't. So why would you expect for someone to join your team or become a customer the very first time that you talk to them? They're not. So how can you use this webinar as a tool to help yourself better on down the road with them? It's probably going to take, what was that phrase? It takes at least 2 to 3.
I think it's 4 to 6 exposures.
4 to 6 exposures. Mm-hmm. And then it's usually like the 8th or 9th exposure before people will actually join you. Mm-hmm. So by exposing them, this webinar is one way you're going to expose them to your business. Also, when you're talking to people, you don't want to make it Plexus 100% of the time. You want to build a relationship with them. If you've made contacts, I know that there's a lot of you who post on the yard sale sites. If you've made contacts that way, one thing I can tell you that's going to kill your business is if every time you contact that person to follow up with them, you're talking Plexus. One thing that's important that you need to do is to always have somebody friend you, because when you're showing up in their news feed, they're showing up in yours as well. Also, those people that you make contacts with in regards to that maybe are interested in the products, maybe they're interested in the opportunity. There is a button on Facebook that you can use to actually receive notifications on them, to where they're going to show up in your notification screen in your Facebook. And that way you can kind of keep up with what they're posting. You can comment, for example, someone posts, not feeling well today. Kids have been sick all week and I think now I've got it. Well, how would you respond to that? If you posted on that, and I'm not saying to lie to them, and what am I saying? I'm not saying lie to them, but if you say, I'm praying for you, and send a little prayer for them, you're touching them on a more personal basis. And so then it's not just become about your opportunity or your products anymore.
Something that I always like to keep in mind is, okay, you all have probably done this. You've probably pulled into a car lot and you've driven around the car lot looking at the different cars on the car lot, and all of a sudden you see about 4 or 5 salesmen that just almost start converging upon you. Every aisle that you drive down, they just start coming at you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just driving through. I don't want to talk to them about it. So you leave the car lot really quickly, where if nobody came out and they gave you time to just kind of drive around, and you get to get out, and maybe if they have the doors unlocked, you could look in and sit in the vehicle. Chances are you would be a little bit more comfortable. You'd be a little bit more happy about finding a salesperson and talking to them about it when you're ready. So that's something that I always try to think about when I'm talking to people and when I'm on social media. When we all got started, we all get really, really excited, and we just want to share like crazy. And we want you to be excited, and we want you to share, but we also don't want you to scare off a lot of people, because this is a relationship built business, and Facebook is about building relationships. Whenever I log on to my Facebook, I don't necessarily want to see people selling me stuff all the time. I want to log on and see what's going on in their lives. I want to be able to comment happy birthday to people, and I want to share pictures of my little kids, and I want to see my friends from high school's little kids. I want to be able to watch people's journey through life. And that's something that I think that we should all remember, that that's what this is all about, that we're building relationships with people. And like Lindsay said, are you going to get married on the first date? Absolutely not. Most people don't. But you're going to go through a courting process, and that's what we do as ambassadors. We're courting people by giving them those exposures. On the first date, you may just mention a little bit about Candida. On the second date, you may mention how ProBio 5 has alleviated your allergies. On the third date, you may talk about how you used to have issues with your car wash, and now you don't have issues with your car wash anymore.
Everybody does know what the car wash is, right?
I'm sure if you're on this webinar, you probably know. But it's a process. And Lindsay and I were just talking about this, I think today at lunch maybe, how she has had people join her in the business that has watched her for almost 2 years or a year and a half. I have had people that watched me from day one who just joined me 2 or 3 months ago. And it was all because I built a relationship with them. And guess what? I rarely talked to them about Plexus, but they knew what I did. And when something came up, I would offer them a solution. And I would invite them to meetings and things like that as it come around, but it wasn't every single week the same people. So that's something to think about too. If you invited 10 people to the webinar last week, unless you've had ongoing conversations with them this week about it, next week you may not invite them to that webinar, but 2 or 3 weeks later you may. It's layering it and not being so pushy. We don't want you to be pushy. We just want you to actually share, build those relationships, and I guarantee you're going to be a lot more successful if you just invite them on your journey of life, you let them watch, you offer solutions as the needs arise, and you can be pleasantly persistent, but don't be pushy.
One other thing that you can do is when you're posting things, pay attention to what gets likes. Pay attention to who is liking your posts. Get you a notebook, get just a regular old notebook, and write down who is liking your posts that is not, or that are not involved in Plexus already, that aren't customers, that aren't, well, actually, no, I'll take that back. You want to, the people who are customers, if they're liking your opportunity posts, make a separate column for that and write that stuff down, because then what you need to do is those are the people that you need to be maybe sending the link to the webinar or a flyer to the webinar. That's the people that you need to be sending that information to. Also, you want to take notes as to who has contacted you in the last 90 days about Plexus and write down what they said, shorthand it. You don't have to write down the whole thing, but shorthand if they said after the first of the year or after Christmas or whatever, and then contact them again, follow up, because what they're expecting you to do is not contact them. They think, oh, they'll forget. But when you contact them back, that means you're letting them know you're serious. And now they're going to tell you how serious they really are.
I always like to think also, how do I feel whenever I know someone is in a network marketing company and they contact me and tell me about their specials? Do I get annoyed? I can tell you right now, I can think of several people who represent other companies that I love their products, and I do purchase from them every so often. And I never get annoyed. I never get annoyed that they're contacting me and letting me know the special, because they don't know what's going on in my life. They don't know if somebody's birthday is coming up and I may want to buy that necklace, or I may need a bag because I'm going on vacation and I need a special bag. So think of it like that. I know for me, for a long time, I struggled with hoping that I didn't annoy people. And I don't want you to annoy people, but I also don't want you to worry about that either. Because if you are doing what you should be doing, building your business, taking care of people, doing it because you care about people and that you're just sharing with them and you're layering it with them to not only help build your business, but to help them with their health and wellness and possibly with their financial issues, then you're doing it from the right place in your heart, and you won't be annoying. You won't be pushing those people away. So that's just something that we wanted to share with you. I know, Lindsay, you said that you wanted to give them some examples of some things that we said when we invited people to the webinar.
Yes.
Before. I always mention a conversation that we previously had. So if you are having conversations with people, and you can even think of if somebody posted on Facebook, oh, my back has been hurting. I've been working all these extra hours because of Christmas, and I'm so ready for a break for 2 or 3 days because I've been in so much pain. That may be someone that you contact and you say, I remember you said the other day that your back has been really hurting, and I hate to see you go through that whenever I have something that may help. I would love to share more information with you. But also, I wanted to tell you that we have a webinar tonight, and I would love for you to log on and hear some testimonies from people that I know. And that's as easy as it can be. Just in that book that Lindsay mentioned that you're keeping notes, write those things down too. If you see someone comment on Facebook, back pain, allergies, getting sick over and over and over again, whatever it may be, make those notes so that way you can refer back to them notes whenever you talk to people later on.
Another way that I contact people is people that I have given samples out to. Whenever I'm following up with them on those 3-day trial packs or 7-day trial packs, I let them know, if you'd like more information, we have a lot of other products that are available. And if you'd like more information on that, here's a flyer to our next webinar, and then whatever date it might be. And I will also, instead of just giving them the flyer, because people are lazy in today's society, I send them the link as well, so that all they have to do is click on that link. Mm-hmm. Then
I always mention too, Lindsay and I are always going to try to keep that webinar below 40 minutes. 40 minutes would be a long one. 35 is the ultimate goal, and on a good night, it'll be 30 minutes. So I always say about half an hour. That gives them an idea of how long it's going to last, so they don't feel like they don't know what they're getting into. But there's also ways that you can word things. Now, if you go into talking to someone and you say, I know that it's really hard for you to fit in an extra 30 minutes tonight because you're busy, your schedule's so busy, and 30 minutes is a really long time. But could you please just log on? Guess what's going to happen? They're going to say, I don't have 30 minutes to give. But if you say, I'm so excited to invite you to this. We always like to have in-person events too, but it takes so much time to go to the in-person events because after you get off work, you have to drive there, and then you order food at the restaurant. We have the meeting. It usually lasts an hour, hour and a half, and then you have to drive home. Well, what we're doing now is it only lasts 30 minutes, and you can do it from the comfort of your home, or if you want to come over to my house, we'll set up the kitchen table and do it. So you can just kind of show them how 30 minutes, 35 minutes is really a short time to learn a lot of great information about products that can really change their lives.
And really the only way that it's ever going to be about 40 minutes is if we have one of those amazing testimonies that just goes a little bit longer. Because with what Renee and I actually speak about, and the product video that we play and the conversation video we play, that's actually only about 20 minutes. So we allow that 10 minutes there for the testimonies, just because sometimes people are long-winded. But I didn't forget where I was going with that. I'm good about that. See, that's why I have a cheat sheet here.
And honestly, poor Lindsay and I, we planned on meeting earlier tonight to prepare for tonight. And my hair appointment went a little long, and it's Christmas Eve, or the day before Christmas Eve, so things got a little crazy. And I found something in this book I was going to share with you, and I lost my place. Go ahead.
One thing I want to let you know that you really need to be promoting right now is the $15 off. For you all who are new, I know that since some of you have been in, you've seen promotion after promotion after promotion. Rarely ever does Plexus offer discounts on our products like that. So when you're messaging people about it, you want to let them know, you just want to let them know from the start that the company doesn't do this very often. I'm surprised they're doing it now. But hey, let's get that great discount while we can, you know. Because a lot of times you'll have people message you and say, well, when's the next discount going to be? Well, you can say, you can reply to that, honestly, I don't know, because the company doesn't offer these very often, only on special occasions. And, you know,
something I found in the book that I wanted to share is procrastination is the biggest stealer of dreams. So if you procrastinate and you wait until Tuesday night, for our weekly opportunity call to start asking people to be on the call, chances are you're going to have a small percentage get on. But if you get off the call on Tuesday night and you already start preparing and layering that work on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, you're constantly talking to people and giving them tools. So let's say you talk to somebody new on Wednesday. The conference call or the webinar is not until next Tuesday. So you don't want to just invite them to it and just expect them to be on next Tuesday. You want to give them something in the meantime. So you may have the DVD that comes in one of the 3-day trial packs. Okay, this is a hint. When I buy 3-day trial packs, I get the decision packs, and usually I sell 2 at a time instead of 1. So instead of selling 1 for $12 or $11.95, I'll sell 2 for $24. But I'll take out that 3-day trial pack out of one of them and just stick it in the other one, because they already have 1 DVD, they don't need 2. So I'll keep that second DVD myself. So that way whenever I talk to people, or if I make a goodie bag or something like that, I can use that as a tool. So you can give them that to watch. You can send them the link on Facebook if you want to. But what I found is when people have a tangible tool in their hand, it makes a huge difference. Mm-hmm. And you can even say, this DVD is something I want you to watch, but I need it back. So I'm going to get back with you in a couple of days to get it back. And then I also would like to have your feedback. So there they've already watched a tool. Then you can possibly have a Success from Home magazine to leave them with for a couple more days, and then invite them to the opportunity event on Tuesday night. So all of these things that you do, you're just layering and giving them exposure after exposure after exposure. And Lindsay's shaking the table over here.
Sorry.
That she has something that she wants to show. Okay, well, here's the Success from Home magazine. Troy Daly explained to us how important it was at Leaders Retreat that you can buy a packet of 10 of these in the back office and use it just like I said, where you have a good prospect, you leave it with them, and you say, I want you to read this. And in particular, I've marked a few things in here I would like for you to read. And after you've read it, I'm going to give you about 2 or 3 days because I need it back. When I come and get it back, I want to get your feedback on it. And so they're going to take a look at that. Here's the catalog that you can leave with them. We have these newspapers, which are really great. I like to leave these in like doctor's offices and things like that because it's something that you would typically see there, like a little health newspaper. brochures, things like that. They're all tools that you can leave them with, and I think that's really, really something that we need to use. And we're actually almost out of time, so we probably need to start wrapping up.
This little booger right here. This came, if you bought a welcome pack, this comes in your welcome pack. And I'm sure that these are updated now. But it has information, it has testimonies. And actually, this is like, if you don't have a computer with you, you can do a presentation from this. You can show the direct selling news. So then we have, this is something that's new that Plexus has out, because we were in the direct selling news. Just a little bit, this is another thing that you can order in your back office to hand out. These newspapers are available for sale in your back office. These are good to leave places, and they have a spot for you to put your information on them. Did you show this? Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you show these? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is something that I carry on me at all times too. This is a fast relief sample attached to a business card. If I'm out and about, I will have this, and I will hand them this along with the flyer to our opportunity meeting if it's somebody that I'm talking to. Before our next opportunity meeting, something that I'm going to have made up for you guys is a big 8x10 flyer, but also a little flyer that you can print so that you can put in, if you send thank you notes to customers, you can stick it in there. It would be something that would be easy to attach to this. Where else were we thinking of this to be put at?
The fast relief samples?
No, the little flyers that I was going to have made, the half size.
Anywhere, really. I mean, anywhere that you talk to people, there's just so many different places that you can share those with. You can leave them places. Just, you're going to know your community better and know places that you can leave those things with, or where you can leave them at.
Your hairstylist is your number one place. Hairstylist, painting salon, those are the number one places that you want to go and do little mini presentations at.
One last thing that I wanted to leave you with is that you can use the Perfect 10 as a way to keep track with how many people that you're sharing the opportunity event with. So the Perfect 10, if you don't know what that is where you share the products with 3 new people. You share the business opportunity with 3 new people. And then you are checking in and following up with some of the ambassadors on your team, offering them some advice, some encouragement. And then you're plugging in to at least one opportunity event, meeting, training, something like that every week or it depends on how often that you want to do the Perfect 10, because you can do the Perfect 10 every day. You can do it every week. You can do it every month. Of course, if you do it more often, then you're going to have more results in your business. But what I was saying is, if you did the Perfect 10, you would be inviting at least 6 people every week if you did that every week, because you'd be talking to 3 new people about the business. You'd be talking to 3 new people about the products, and every single one of those people would be someone that you would invite. Also, when you're checking in with your ambassadors on your team, those 3 ambassadors that you're checking in with that week are going to be people that you're going to remind about the opportunity webinar and encourage them to do the Perfect 10, or to, however you would want to do that. But I would encourage the Perfect 10 because it's easy. You would use that as a tool to teach them to get more people onto that webinar.
And the Perfect 10 is located under the files of both the Destination Freedom Dream Team, which is Renee's group, and the Rockstar Leader Group. Files, Perfect 10 worksheet, I think is what it's labeled as.
So we just want you to know that it really is something that can help grow your business, and that's our goal. Is we want you to just kick off this new year in such a big way. We know that if the coming year is going to be like previous years, that when we go to Super Saturday, we're probably going to hear a really exciting announcement about a contest that's going to be coming up with the company. We don't know that for sure, but if we always say, what's the word that we say, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Well, if that's the truth, then we're going to have this huge contest starting January 1. And we want you all to earn as many credits as you can for convention. And this webinar is going to help you with that. So let's use it and let's grow your business, because that's what we're here for, right? We all want to be super, super successful. So use the tools that you have to help grow your business.
And ultimately, if we're doing this every week, it's up to you guys and us to get people to attend. If you sign a new ambassador, you want to make sure they are on that week, because events lead to excitement. Excitement leads to growth. Growth leads to ultimately your business growing through rank advancements, through customers, through any way that it could possibly grow. So these events are huge to the growth of your team, to the growth of your customer base in all ways.
And Lindsay and I didn't talk about this tonight, but I'm not going to spill the beans because we have some details to work out on it. But I know that she and I are working on a big thing for our team, for everyone that's on this call, for anyone that can be on this call in the future weeks. We have some really exciting things that we're hoping to implement starting January 1.
So
and believe
that's probably
me,
when you guys will see an exciting video come out on that.
So starting January 1st, you guys are going to want to have the goal and to do it of recruiting at least one person into your business every month. You will want to, believe me, because it's going to be really, really exciting.
All right, guys. So that I know it's the night before Christmas Eve. We've got Christmas presents to wrap, the last minute details to get ready. So we're not going to keep you. We want you guys to grow in every way possible. We are not just doing this so that you're growing your team. That's not what it's about. We want you to grow personally. Personal development is key. I brought out all these books so you can see. I mean, this is just like a few of my collection. Renee's like, yeah, we do. Plus,
yeah, I'm telling you, there's piles behind the computer too.
You have to be willing to grow developmentally as well. So events, get you a network marketing book and start reading. Read it while this Christmas break's going on, because January 1st will start to blow your socks off. That's when our busy season kicks in. So there's no better time than now that we have these webinars going for you guys every week.
Thank you guys so much for spending your Christmas Eve with us. And we're really, really excited about the upcoming weeks, the upcoming months, and the upcoming years in Plexus. And we're so glad that you're a part of it with us. And I guess that's all for tonight. So Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Go Plexus. I'm going to unmute you guys.